Yeah, I'm live, so I gotta get things going here. I'd like to welcome everybody out to Last Man Standing Motorsports Mix It Up series. We're running a special event this week with hour and 45 minutes here at Mount Panorama. We've got this broadcast today. I'll be posting the link here in the chat. Got quite a few fast drivers out there. Hopefully you guys are ready to go and have some fun. We do have a rule at Last Man Standing Motorsports where if you cause an incident, you are responsible for doing a drive-through penalty, self-policed on that. If you do not do it and we notice it during the race, we'll give you a stop and go, or you can do a pass-through on your own. So I hope everybody has a good time. We'll see you on the track. There you are, Paul. I'd like to welcome everybody to our stream. We'll get things underway here in just a moment. We have about 1 minute before the race begins. Cars are starting to grid up now. Do a lap and then green. Got about a minute to go to let them grid. Yeah, we've been out here chatting. I can't hear you guys on the stream though. I don't know why Discord's not broadcasting, but I'm gonna broadcast the race chat and the race sounds. But on this one, I'm not gonna be in it because I'm terrible here, so I'm just gonna let people drive. But we got some 7,000 rating people out here. Well, we'll see how this goes. We got just about getting ready to do our pace lap here. We are live. I'm trying to figure out where the stream setting is so I can share it. Right. Yeah, that's what I noticed. That's why I'm doing the broadcast. Doing the broadcast. And we're underway. Finally got the cameras and everything figured out. Get a couple more overlays up for us so we can see the standings as we go. I got to figure out how to get a couple more overlays. Stream info. What do you got going on, Paul? What's going on, Paul? All right, looks like we had a little mix-up going up the hill on lap 1. The leaders are still going. Group 2 is falling back a little bit. Okay, been a little quiet here, getting things going. Trying to make sure everything's running correctly. Looks like we have the race pretty much underway. A little incident on lap 1. going up the hill into the tricky section of the track. Now working on getting an overlay to show you the standings. So, working on that now. This is our first try at broadcasting a race like this. We broadcast our own races with a different computer, so a little bit different. Let's give you guys some info here. Didn't work. Nice that you can see all my mistakes as I go here. Something's going on with standings from, it looks like it's from iRacing, because I have the standings overlay on, but it will not show. So it looks like iRacing has some standings info, or standings issues, because it will not start the overlay. Aha, there we go, we got it. Whoa! Yeah, it looks like the number 44, Owen, in place, hit the wall hard there. And he's dropped back a lap down. Okay, I need one more overlay so I can see who's doing what. Let's see if I can get this one. So I can't tell you who's where if I can't tell you who it is. Because these are all new guys. I haven't raced with these guys before. So. This app will no longer work. Good thing we got the pieces up that we did, I guess. Be happy with what you got. Alright, well, all the action's already happened, so if you're joining us late, I apologize. But, there's nothing to watch. We're well underway here on lap 3. We got Simone out front. He's got an 8-second lead over Mike Kepner. Andre Krebs, who was doing really good in practice, back a couple seconds from there. Raul Ramos, let's see if we can get the screen a little wider there. Get the full last names, standings. Name width. A couple long ones out there. Looks like we got 14 cars still running laps out here. We started with quite a few more. Simone's running 204s, so nobody's probably going to catch him. Currently following number 6 spot, Erling Bomber. He's the last car on the lead lap. Making a pass on looks like Pierre, actually. Pierre Shu is making a pass on Erling Bomber here for 5th. Or Bomer. As they go up the hill. Bomer's pulling away pretty quickly, so starting from the pits has helped him move up to 6th spot. Everybody back of them looks like they have been in the pits, except for Paul Bilson, who's managed to stay out of the mess. Paul Bilson's one of our Last Man Standing Motorsports regulars. 8th right now in the field. Too talkative here, but we got things going. We had a lot more cars at the beginning and thought this would be a lot more of a battle. But looks like Simone's pulling away. Mike Kepner in second now, 10 seconds back. Andre Krebs, 3rd place, 13 seconds back. A couple seconds back of Mike. Sven. Bart Kowik. He's running in 4th place with Erling Bomer, who started in the pits, now up to 5th spot. Pierre Schu, 6th place. Those guys are about 40 seconds back. Magnus Danielson running, it looks like he pitted early in the number 30 car. It's about a minute off the pace. Paul Bilson, 71 seconds back in 8th spot. And Dave Mankiewicz running in the 9th place. Top 9 still putting down laps. We're watching Simone in the 29 car as he goes around lap traffic. Passing Dave Mankiewicz. As they come down the hill to the start-finish line. And Simone is finishing now lap 5 of this estimated 52 lap, hour and 45 minute event. Leader in? Nope, that was not our leader. That was the number 12 car, Mike Kepner, who's actually in 2nd spot. Going down pit lane, probably gonna use that fast repair they have this morning. They have one fast repair today. For those not familiar with fast repairs, that is where you can do that, which you just saw on the screen. The car can be damaged. You come in and you use your fast repair to put the car back straight again. iRacing allows that. You can't really do that in real racing. Probably a lot of those guys wish they could, but we are digital, so you can do things like that. And Mike Kepner decided it was time on lap 6 to clean up the nose of the car and get back out on track, see if he can get some laps down and keep that spot. Thanks. Yeah, I've been working on them and trying to figure them out. This one looks like it works. You can see who's doing what. You can get a little bit of information on what the car is. I've got a better one. I got one better overlay that will actually show you who's driving the car we're looking at. Right now you have to kind of look at the, if you look at the relative on the bottom left, you can see Mike Kepner, number 2. He's the one, or number 12. In 2nd spot, he's the one we're watching right now because his name's orange. And just so you got a little heads up on the overlays, since we're broadcasting here, and I can tell everybody that's watching, I think I have one concurrent viewer other than myself, which is you. So on your relative screen, which is the one on the bottom left, the driver that's orange is yourself. All white drivers are on the same lap as you are, and then blue drivers are lap down and red drivers are ahead by a lap or more, or almost a lap. So right now, Simone, if you look at the relative map above the relative driver screen, you can see the number 12 in pink. That's the one that's highlighted. That's the car we're in or watching right now. And then 29, which is the car that's green up on the top section, he's just going up the hill here at Bathurst right now. Kind of by himself, running some really quick laps. Still running 203s. Just ran his fastest lap of the race last lap, which is for him. That would be, where's my lap count? That would be lap 7 for our leader, was his fastest lap of the race so far. And then on the relative down at the bottom left, and again on the top right, you can see what lap the cars have pit on. That little orange box next to their name, and right before their I rating or their safety, the I rating. That's their I rating. That little white box. There's a yellow box that gives you what lap they pit on. So, a little information out there on the screen for everybody. We're going to shift back to the leader and see how Simone's doing up here as he's going through some lap traffic. Got past Mark Eberhardt in 11th spot as he's now approaching Dave Lapina, 10th spot in the number 31 car, who pit early, and then Paul Bilson is up ahead of him with the number 1 car, 20 seconds in front of the leader, trying to stay on the lead lap. So wishing Paul the best. You can see kind of how these guys are on the ratings, and the ratings really kind of tell you the professional official driving rating of these drivers. As you see, most drivers are between 1,000 and 3,500. 3,000 or 4,000 is probably about the max normally we see in our races, especially with Last Man Standing. We don't have any Simone Marcinos in here. This guy's obviously a very, very experienced driver. As we watch him smash into the wall, coming through the top, he takes a tow, and he is going to head back to the pit lane, maybe even drop out at this point. But it's a 7.4 KI rating. Very, very, very on top of it kind of driver. But this puts Andre Krebs also running a very clean race today. Up to the front spot as he's going to go by Simone here as they go across the start-finish line. Simone is currently in the pit lane. Going to need a tow from that location, so he might use his fast repair and get that going again. But as you can see here, as he sits in the pit lane, I'm waiting for his digital towing service to finish. He hit the wall pretty hard, and there's an engine gone. That looks terminal, but a fast repair will clean that right up for him. See what happens when he gets back to the car. Let's go back and check out what's going on here in 4th spot, Erling. Running some really good laps out there. Just ran a 205. Pretty consistent 205s for Erling. In the 4th spot right now. Assuming that they'll probably take that 3rd spot as he goes by. Oh, no, he's still a lap down from Simone. He has the 3rd spot, but you really can't tell with the current situation because Simone is actually in the pits and the pit lane is ahead of start-finish line, so it doesn't look like he's passed him when he actually has. So, we can do a refresh on trading paints. These paints don't look like the ones the drivers would have. These look like stock iRacing paints, so we're going to do a refresh on trading paints here. You'll see some of the cars are like white and either the same paint or a different paint job on them as they go. See how that goes. Should be in progress here momentarily. But a lot of different things you can see and do with digital, digital racing. We can see lots of different camera angles. We can jump right in the car with the driver, kind of see how they're doing. And this is with, right now we're running with our leader, Andre, as he finishes the tight corkscrew section, back onto the high-speed section down the hill. You can watch him from in the car and see the cockpit. You can watch his gears and RPMs. You do not get all of the details, but you can see his lap information and what lap he's on. But you do not get to see his fuel strategies or tire strategies or any of that information. Running some pretty consistent laps up here, 206, 207. The guys behind him are actually a little quicker, but we'll see if he can hold them off. Now, Erling was doing really good. He's come in now for a pit stop. Just last lap dropped him back to 9th spot. And Paul Bilson came in on lap 9 also to top it off with some go-go juice and get back out on track. So. We also have chopper cams if you get some really good action going on. Like a pass here. Watch him on the chopper cam. That is Sven. He's in our 2nd spot, getting around to lap traffic. These guys do actually have radios where they can talk with each other on track using a radio system. As you probably heard there, Sven thanking Dave for kind of giving a little extra room as he got by. All right, Paul, take it easy out there. It's like our only last man standing entry. Paul Bilson has decided to call it a day after 9 laps. Running some pretty tough laps out there. This track will just chew you up and spit you right back out. It's a very complex racing circuit. This one's based in, this particular one is based in Australia. So we'll get you some details here of the actual track, because we can do that here on digital racing. Let's see, Mount Panorama is actually the track name, as you can see, top left. But it's well known in the world as Bathurst. And this was public roads at the time, located outside of New South Wales. It's a 4-mile Mount Panorama circuit. And it's still used today as public roadways when it's not used for racing. Lots of adjacent businesses and residential properties. They can't even get in and out during the race. The only way they can get there is using the racing circuit. So when the race is on, you're either home or you're not. But that's it. That's all you get. It's a lot of steep grades, elevation changes. There's 570 feet between the highest and lowest points, which is quite a big change. And then that uphill section, let's see, we'll start with turn left turn 1. Let's see, the dipper is when you're going down the hill. Those are turns 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. We'll show that here in just a minute as we're watching Simone currently back up in fourth spot. And you can see, we'll go here to the rear chase cam, and you can see that his car has been well repaired, and he's actually also, scratched up the nose a little bit again since he's finally got that thing fixed up. So, but let's go back to our chopper cam. You'll see him go down. Maybe the blimp will give us a better angle. This is going up the hill. Up the hill is called the cutting and the quarry. And then they get to the top of the hill. The top of the hill here is called Skyline. Let's go back to our driver so we can continue talking about what we were talking about. And then as they start down here in this downhill section, this is called the Dipper. And as you see from our blimp cam, it's just a pile lefts, rights, just constant tight turns. Simone here being a 7.4 KI rating driver is having no problem getting through these. And now he's down into Foster's Elbow, which is a flat out corner as you come down the hill into this little chicane at the bottom of the hill called the Chase. But that's the circuit. Let's see, first race originally carved out in the 1930s. First event was 1938. And then aside from World War II years, it's been a regular use ever since. Racetrack's been used for open wheel racers, motorcycles, road cars, very famous for its supercars, the V8 supercars that are run in Australia to run on this one. Called the Bathurst 1000, where they run 1,000 kilometers. In 2 weeks' time, iRacing is hosting the official Bathurst 12-hour in the GT3 cars here. So that's kind of what we're emulating here with this race. We're doing a little practice run for these remaining dozen drivers, if that many, on the track. It's just a really tough track to tame, and the attrition is high. So whoever can keep it clean the longest is the one that's going to take this one home in the checker. Let's get you back to the action. And we'll take a peek in on Andre, who is currently being chased by Sven. These last names are pretty fun. Probably Eastern European. I could find the location of these guys. Take me a minute. No, it doesn't tell me here. He's looks like German. Sven here. Pull up a little profile information. Hails from Beckham, Germany. Sven Bartkowick. He does actually drive real cars. He says he does some A&P special cross over there in Germany. So he has an A road license with a safety rating of 4.99, which is the highest you can get. So very clean driver, and currently about 4 seconds back off the leader. He has an I rating of 2.1 or 2100, which is very standard for people that drive a lot out there in the iRacing world. He has almost 100 starts in his iRacing career, and he's got 5 wins to his credit. So he's out here at our last man standing mix it up at Bathurst session today, running in the second spot. So go over to Andre Krebs here, our leader, who we're watching now. Andre also hails from Germany. Doesn't have a hometown in here, but he's got the German flag and runs from the German Czechoslovakian section, Austria, that section of the world. That's the server he runs from. He's also run about 100 races and has 2 wins to his credit. So trying to notch a win today. This won't help his licensing because this is all hosted, so it's not an official race for him. But doing pretty well here. We'll switch back over to TV as we watch Andre And there's Sven right behind him. Then about 20 seconds back, we have the number 12 car, Mike Kepner, and Mike is trying to get around a lap car here. It's only 07 of Dave Nekowick, and Dave kind of gives him a little bit of extra space, and Mike goes shooting by before he hits the uphill section. So nice little gesture from Dave there again, trying to get his practice times in. Now, this being a hosted race, anyone can join, so anyone with any I rating can join this together. When they run in the 12-hour, Dave here in the 7th spot, 1 lap down already, is running 209s, where these other guys are running 205s, 203s. And the reason they're together is because this is hosted. Anybody can join it. But when they get to the real thing, in 2 weeks, Dave will be running with drivers in his own class, in his own speed rating and iRacing rating. So he will not be running against the Andre Krebs, Svens, Mikes, and Simones of the world. He'll probably be running with the Pierres, Davids, and Pauls of the world, because they're all about the same iRating down here. So today it doesn't really seem that equal on the driving capability because these guys are so spread out, which happens when you get a small group of guys driving together. This also happens a lot in league racing, where you get somebody that's really fast racing against some beginners. But that's what's great about iRacing, is you can get in there and race with guys that are better than you are and learn from them. And if you have a good league, which Last Man Standing is a great league to run in, they have drivers of all classes, from these 3,000 rating guys all the way down to 400 rating. Like that Mike Evanhart here in 0.03, 0.3. The beginners are great to have in your groups, and everybody kind of works together. They share things, they share information. We even have some of our good drivers, our top tier drivers, will help out these guys to help them set up configurations, to help them understand, the way the car handles, the best driving line. Lots of different things you can do to help each other out as teammates and league mates. Highly recommended if you're going to get into iRacing that you join with a league and get some guys that you like driving with. Last Man Standing Motorsports is always looking for more talent. We accept drivers from all racing styles and abilities. If you are an aggressive driver, though, we will help you find the door. we don't appreciate beating and banging as much as we do tight racing and exciting, fun racing. So. That one's on the wrong screen. Sorry about that. All right. Well, this is Mike running some 205s. He's actually running faster laps than the 2 leaders, but he's still 16.5 seconds back. So we'll see if Mike Kepner can get himself back up front after his lap 6 pit stop and repair situation. And then in 4th spot, we have the 29 car. Here we are with Simone Marceno again. Also running 203s, fastest car on the track. Not only is fastest lap time, but actually the fastest average lap time as well. Last lap at a 204. Really running these guys down, but he's with his towing incident that he had back there on lap 8, dropped back almost a full minute, maybe a minute and a half, and has caught that back up very quickly. There's still 35 to go. We're only on, let's see if I can figure out what, that's why I need that other overlay. Tell me what lap I'm on. But looks like I better get that one figured out. I think I can make an adjustment and help that. Let's see what I can figure out here. Let's go with, we're on lap 16. There it is. All right, I can do it down here too. Relative. Go time, top right. Current lap counter. There we go. Right there on the relative on the screen. Bottom left now you can see what lap they're at. So we are gonna let the computer pick the driver we're gonna watch for a couple minutes, and we're gonna step away, and we'll be right back. did I pick the wrong time to leave? Back in the action again here. This is Ron with Bigg Wizurd TV. And it looks like we missed some action up front, as Alex is now no longer out in the front. He is in the pits and dropping, and it looks like he has dropped out of the race. Wow. So we missed whatever that was. Our new leader, Sven Bartkowic, still running his 206s. Mike Kepner now 7 seconds back, and Simone has pulled into 21 seconds off the lead. So these top three are going to catch each other as we go on here. 19 laps to go, or on lap 19 with 32 to go. We're not even to halfway yet, and it is down to a 3, maybe 4 car race, as Magnus in the number 30 car, running in 4th place, is a minute back, running a little bit slower than these guys. And then Pierre Schu in the 5th spot, also still running, but nearly a lap down. He's 105 back from the leader, and these guys are running, oh wait, a minute. He's got a minute to go then. These guys are running 205, 206 laps. Simone's still the fastest on the track at the moment, picking up about 3 to 4 seconds a lap on the leader. And let's go to watching Sven at the moment. Mike Kepner in the 12 car is right behind him, as you can see. They just got past David Lapina in the number 31 car, who's now in 7th spot, 2 laps down. Still running pretty good laps, David is. See if he can get up and catch up with Dave Menkowitz. Mike Kepner doing a very good job at catching up here. 6 seconds off the pace here at the top of the hill. And yeah, as he goes across the skyline and into the dipper. And breaks out, comes across the Forest Elbow. Here as he exits the dipper into the Forest Elbow, and then down into the chase. Now just a 5-second gap, so he's picking up time up at the top of the hill through the skyline and dipper sections of the track. He picked up about a second that lap on Sven, and still moving a very quick pace here on lap 20 of this scheduled 52 lap event. Sven, who's still out front, is the only one yet to pit in the 14 car. Has not pit yet today, so still running without incident. These other guys have had either towing issues or racing issues or finding the wall issues, most likely, as they've all come in for a stop and a repair. Sven's car is actually really clean. I don't see any damage on that. Of course, with that fun BMW M3 camo paint, zebra paint, whatever you want to call that. Kind of hard to see the damage on there, but his car looks clean from these camera angles as we're driving around. So he's now going up through the cutting and the quarry, coming up to Skyline with now only a 4.5 second gap to Mike, who's right behind him, catching it quick here. And then let's not forget our 7,400 iRating driver Simone there in 3rd, who is knocking off between 3 and 5 seconds a lap on these guys. He's only 14 seconds back, so within a 3-lap period of time, I think 1, 2, and 3 are going to be within 2 or 3 seconds of each other. So we'll see how this goes. But Sven is definitely outclassed at the top of the hill by Mike Kepner there through the skyline and dipper sections. Picked up another second that lap through that upper section. Let's see how this unfolds. We'll go back and take a look at Simone getting by Dave Lapina here. Dave is happily riding along here in 7th spot, 2 laps down, doing some really good clean laps. Since his early on incident on lap 3, he's been just cruising along. So Simone, as these guys go around again down the hill through the chase into the start finish line area. This is called Murray's Corner there at the end, and then Hell Corner as they get into turn 1 is the local name for this corner coming up here, this left-hander. The bottom of the square, as you look at the relative map, the bottom 2 corners before and after the start finish line are perfect 90-degree turns. No give and no relief. You just have to take it as fast as you can without going off track. Sven's climbing up the hill, or Simone's climbing up the hill, pulling away from the 31 car. As we'll see how we do up at the top of the hill, we'll switch over to Mike Kepner here. See how he's doing on his efforts to catch. As he goes through Skyline here and then down through the dipper with his efforts to catch our leader, Sven Bartkowick. I got to be saying that really bad, but it's a good effort, you know, Bartkowick. Not really sure, but we're going to go with Bartkowick, who's currently leading, and there he is. You can see him. Mike Kepner has him in sight, 2.5 seconds back now. And he is charging, again, about a second a lap. 4.8 seconds a lap for Simone, who's back here in 3rd spot, still running really clean 203, 204 laps, low 204s. Not quite catching at the rate he was before. That lap was a little slower as he had some lap traffic to deal with. But again, just under 10 seconds now, the gap from 1st to 3rd. Come down through Murray's Corner and take the start finish line again. Here he is in 3rd. Now just 9 seconds off the pace. We'll go back up front. Kind of feel like Sven's our favorite guy to watch, as he's probably going to get caught here and have to battle to save his spot here in 1st. But 1.6 of a gap here going up the hill through Griffin's Bend and then heading up to the cutting. Turns 3 and 4. Tight left-hander, 2nd gear corner up the hill. Try to keep as much speed as you can there. Through Quarry Corner, you try to get that flat out if you can, hit that flat out. Just barely missing the exit in turns 6 and 7. Not hit the wall, gotta stay off that wall. Coming up through Skyline, here is Mike's best section. We'll see if the proximity of the car gets him a little anxious as he catches up here. Normally he can catch about a second through this section alone. And let's see how cautious he is as they exit Skyline down through the dipper. And as they go through Foster's Elbow, he's done it again, nearly a half a second picked up there. Picked up about 6/10 that time through, 7/10. And he is now 7/10 back as they scoot down to the chase. This tight right, left, right chicane. And they are now definitely within striking distance, 0.4 seconds back. And hey, look who's right behind him. Simone coming in 5 seconds back off the lead is going to be in the picture in no time. So we'll see how these two do nose to tail As the racing gets close, we'll see if they can run clean and do it without incident. That's the key to a really good driver, is to be able to drive tight, close racing without causing an incident for the other driver. Up the hill they go. Through Griffin's Bend and now into the cutting across the quarry corner. Gap still less than 1 second. Simone just chipping away. He's now only 5 seconds back. Last lap was a 2:03. Picked up 3.7 seconds last lap alone. Just cutting into that lead. Now under 5 seconds to the third place driver. And here we go through the dipper. We'll see how it goes as they get real close together here. With Mike definitely having a better handle on this part of the track, but needing to lay off because this is definitely not a passing zone. You can tell here right up on the bumper now, 0.3 seconds back. Really close as they come down the hill through Forest Elbow, and wow, we'll see if he can outbrake him into the chase. This is going to be interesting. He's taking the inside lane, or the outside is inside of the first part. Oh, there he goes for the pass for the lead. Nice job. Very clean pass by Mike Kepner. Could have been on Sven's part there too, not wanting to cause an incident and forcing the issue, holding his line. But he has yet another challenger right in his mirror, as Simone, coming back from that early on incident, only 1.5 seconds back from the leader, only 0.6 seconds off of Mike Kepner here. Of Sven, sorry, in second spot. Mike Kepner now our leader officially as he goes across the stripe. Good thing for Sven to know and to keep driving his good, clean races in the official race. He will not be paired up with these guys that are so much farther ahead on their I rating in iRacing when he gets to those official races. We'll see how patient Simone is. As he goes around, going up the hill, he's going to try to get him head into the cutting, and he does. He takes second place away. What a move. Nice move as he gets ahead. Sven back to third. Didn't really lose much time there. Still doing really good on his laps. We'll see. We'll see now if Simone can catch our leader and get by him as well as they got past Sven on that last lap. So the order has shuffled. We now have a new leader, Mike Kepner. Sven, who was leading, is now in third spot. Simone, who was way out in front early, had a major incident, had to tow back to the pits, got the car repaired, back out on the track, now in second spot, only 0.9 of a second off of Mike Kepner as they come down off of Forest Elbow into the chase. This is where Mike took the lead last lap. Let's see if he's going to get a taste of his own medicine here as they go down into the turn. And there he goes. There he goes, Simone, in one lap from third to first, making a pass on second and the leader now, as he now takes the lead as they come down to Murray's Corner into the front stretch. And it looks like he has again has this race in hand. We are just at the halfway point here. Maybe one lap to go to halfway. We're on lap 26. There's 26 to go, so we're approaching the halfway mark. Probably the end of this lap, and we'll see if Mike can hang with him here. Doing pretty good. Got a really good corner there off of Hell Corner, turn 1. And as they go into Forest Elbow, only back by 0.8 of a second. Trying to hang on to his... Oh! Simone pulls over and just parks the car. Whoa, out in front after catching up halfway in the race and just pulls over and stops racing. I've seen that happen before. for whatever reason, this is digital racing, and you're sitting at home in your cockpit, and something could happen, whether it's an issue, an emergency at the house. It could be dinner time. Who knows? Some of these kids are 12 years old, and their parents say it's time to go do schoolwork, or time to go get all the hay out of the barn, or whatever it is that they have to do. But also, we race with drivers all over the world, so these guys could be in a situation where they just have to stop racing at any time and not really know. We don't have the reasons why. So, but it didn't look like any damage. Didn't look like anything was going on. But Simone was just cruising along. Finally got the lead, and then just backed out on lap 26. Just pulled over and ended it. So we should get the halfway mark symbol here as Mike Kepner now pulling away. Looks like 4 seconds ahead of Sven. This might give David his lap. No, probably not give him his lap back, but David Lupina is now moved up to 4th, and with Simone gone, will take the 5th spot in a couple laps. And it looks like this is now a 3-pony show. With 20 now on lap 27. There are only 3 cars left in this race. So it looks like a race of attrition more than a race of skill. But I'd say Sven being the overall most impressive of the day, as he has run with very, very few incidents here today. Looks like he's running a nice clean race and should do well in his bracket for the official coming up in 2 weeks. So not really a whole lot happening now with our 3-car field. Unless somebody has an issue, Mike Kepner is doing the faster laps, running still in the 206 range on these laps. Sven Bartkowick running 207s, about a second of a lap slower. Dave Lupina running a 208s, about a second lap slower than that. So we're just cruising this along. 24 to go. We'll see if they stick it out for the checkered. You never know, as you saw with Simone, you never really know what they're going to do if something comes up. Maybe they just got bored. Maybe the excitement ended for him. He got by everybody, got back to the lead, and just decided it was time to park it and get ready for next week. But it looks like those that stick it out are those that are rewarded today, because this lap, David Lupina will pull into the 3rd spot ahead of Simone, and Simone will go off into the distance, off into the sunset, finishing 4th, no longer on track. So maybe the lack of tough competition, maybe that everybody just laid over and let him by. Maybe he was hoping for more action in the front. But whatever it was, he is out. And as David goes across the line this time by in 31st here, in the number 31 car, we'll grab him and watch him as he goes across. This should be for position and taking the 3rd spot. As he hangs the right-hander through Murray's corner down the front stretch. Crosses the line. And it looks like they're going to make him go one more time around before they give him the official spot. Race time still has looks like we're at 58 minutes. We still have about 46 minutes to go here in our race. So now that the action is very limited, we will throw the camera out to watch whoever's most exciting, which usually in this case is whoever's running the fastest laps. So if that remains Mike Kepner, he will be on our screen as the announcing. We're going to send this off to our radio announcers and the TV coverage will still stay, but you won't be hearing those radio announcers because there aren't any. And I'm going to take a break and step aside. So we're back again. Those radio guys were terrible, so I thought I'd jump in and talk a bit as we see that Mike has done his pit service here. And as he's out now on track again, Sven is in doing his pit service. So from the lead, Sven is in the pit box, and now Mike goes around for retaking the lead. And you can see that pit strategy can and does make a difference, because he went in just a few seconds off, and now as Sven comes back on the track, he must have decided to get tires as he was in. That took him a lot longer than it did for Mike. Or for, let's see if I get these right here. Right now we're watching Mike, who's posted in second place here. But Mike is actually back out in front of Sven. So, got to wait for him to go across the line to get all the overlays to catch back up. But I believe from what I see here that Sven took tires on his stop and dropped back considerably. But we will now see for the next 21 laps, or next 40 minutes as we go here, 40 minutes to go. We will see if the tires make that much of a difference. Usually in a GT car, if you can keep your stuff under you and not have problems with your equipment, you can run faster. You can run just as fast for about an hour and a half to 2 hours with with these tires. So I don't think that's going to hurt Mike not stopping for tires. So we'll see how that rolls out here as we go. But just wanted to kind of go over a couple more things on these overlays as we're kind of watching these guys go around with just 3 of them on track. You can see a lot of information on this standings overlay we've got up here. These overlays come from Race Labs, the ones that we have on the right and bottom of the screen. Those are from Race Labs. Race Labs puts out a really good product that you can customize and program and get some different information. But as you can see here on this top overlay, I'll use my mouse here to show you, gives you the car position. Now, of course, it won't change the car position until you go across the start-finish line. That's how it works in racing. That's not new to anybody. You see the car position, the car number, the name of the driver, what lap they last pit on, their I rating. This is the brand of car they're using. So you see the top 4 are all in these BMWs. There's a Lamborghini, Mercedes, a couple more BMWs, another Lamborghini down here, counting the top 9. There are also Audis, and there are 7 cars in this class, so quite a lot of competition in that GT3 class that'll be up for the 24 or the 12 hours. Then this next column's the gap. This is the gap between this car and the leader. So you can see Sven's back 20 seconds. David Lupina's a lap down, and all these cars that have dropped out, they're just going to keep ticking 1 lap every time Mike crosses the line. This is the fastest lap that car has done throughout the race. You can see that Simone has the fastest lap at a 2:03. Mike next from there at a 2:05, and then Sven in the 2:06. And this Andre was doing really good until his incident early on, and he had a 2:06 lap. But then in this last lap column, this only holds on here for a minute or so. And then if they don't keep racing, I think it's a 3-minute timer gap. If they don't keep racing and keep crossing the line, this will go away. As you can see, these guys are all off track and no longer racing. And then this delta is pretty helpful when you're a driver. You can see that this 54 for Sven, that was the pit stop delta. That's how long it took him to get through the pits. So that was... as we watch Mike get around a lap car here, trying to get outside. Now, iRacing is a simulator, so obviously it's not like driving the exact real car, but I can tell you from my experience in behind the wheel, you want to get the best driving line possible to get the best lap times, and that's why somebody like Mike here is doing so much better than David. It's just he's more confident with the driving line. He knows what the car will do in the certain areas. This car is this track is a lot of, reverse camber curves and a lot of blind corners, and knowing the track and knowing where to turn in and where to accelerate is what makes this difference. As you go up the hill here, you can see him pulling away from David. And it's just because he takes that edge and goes all the way to the edge every single lap without making that mistake. You can see he's hitting all the little red rumble strips and going over and making sure he's all the way over to get that widest radius on the turns. As we go down here through the dipper, you can see that he's right on the edge, and if you look at the car right behind him, let me do this for you. You can get a good comparison of drive line. Since there's only 3 guys out here, let's go to a chase camera. Maybe we'll do a far chase camera. At least see the car a little bit, but you can see the car here as he goes through the turns. Now this is our leader. Right now we're watching Mike here. Let's go just make sure we're on his car, the 12 car. And we're going to watch him go through some of these corners. And we're going to see how he is all the way over, using all the pavement possible as he's entering corners, and trying to get that radius. If you're not familiar with racing, you can carry more speed the wider radius you get on a corner. So if you can get all the way over, you saw he was all the way over on the left, came all the way over or to the right, all the way to the left, and all the way back to the right. You watch his car, he's going to try to get as far over to the right as he possibly can as he enters the corner, so he makes the correct radius going in there, and then goes all the way out. There's a little green out there. He's going to use that if he can. And you'll see as he goes, around these corners. Now let's jump over real quick to Sven and watch if he's doing the same thing as he goes into turn 1 here. All the way over to the left. Look at that, almost to the white line. Cuts that down to the rumble strips and all the way out. He didn't quite extend it out on the exit, but you can see these guys are doing the same thing as they go around, and they try to do this every lap. You need to hit that mark every single lap as you go around. Now here's he just bounced off the wall a little bit, but here's David. Not sure what happened there. Maybe a little internet glitch on somebody's part, but as you see, David's not really pushing all the way to the edges. See, he's trying to stay in the middle of the track a little more, and he's pretty good there, but he's not like using every possible edge he can as he goes around the track. Even in this tight section, it matters. Everywhere you can get a tenth, a hundredth, 5/100ths of a second. Anywhere on the track you can find speed, you want to find it. And that's how these guys that are running these, 2.7 or 7.4K I ratings and these laps at 2:03, that's how they do it. They just have the better driving line. Let's watch David as he goes down through the chase and into the last and first corner of the track here, going across the start-finish line. You see, he doesn't go all the way over. He doesn't catch the rumble strips. He's leaving a good 1.5 foot gap. He does cut that corner, but he does it kind of at the wrong angle and slows his car down. So he's losing a lot of momentum. Doesn't use the drift out there. Maybe he's coming in. No, he's going down into the last turn 23. Oh, pulls off. Oh, bad timing to watch David. He's off track. Looks like we'll see if he gets out of the car here. Oh, that's it. That's it. We're down to a 2-man run. We are down to a 2-man run. Maybe somehow he knew we were watching him. So didn't mean to criticize there, David. Just showing some pointers. We do this. We're broadcasting. We're just watching. Not here to criticize anybody. If you are watching, apologize for that. But just to show you can save a little bit of time here and there. And I thought David was doing great in his I rating class. He was doing a great run. No incident, very few incident run. Having a great day. He decided to call it a day. And hopefully we didn't upset any of our viewers out there. But looking for the educational factor. Teaching a little bit about iRacing. I'm not anywhere near as good as David, so it's not something I can do. I can talk about it, but I'm guessing Chris Economaki wasn't the best driver either, but he sure put up a heck of a broadcast. So we're doing what we can out here. I don't know if there are any live comments, because I can't see. Ooh, view live control room. Nope. Very few comments out there, but anyway, our concurrent viewers are down to 2, so if I did have anybody else watching, it probably wasn't Dave, so I'm hoping I didn't upset the guy and kick him out of the race, but I don't think so. But we're down to a two-man pony show here, as Mike Kepner has a comfortable 25-second lead on Sven Bartkowick. And I believe these guys probably know each other, and we'll see if they make it to the end. We got 16 to go. Still 31, almost 32 minutes of racing to go here as Sven crosses the start-finish line. Go back to our TV view. And we'll watch the most exciting, which looks like it'll probably be Mike Kepner for a little while as they go through this. We're going to, once again, as we got 30 minutes to go, we're going to once again drop away here, let the unmanned radio station run this. So we're going to let this broadcast roll. So be back for the finish. Okay, well, we're back. 5 to go. Back on the broadcast here. Looks like we've had a little glitch with our triple monitors set up here at the studio. You can see now that there's 3 distinct screens on the broadcast screen. But with 5 to go, we're going to leave it in there and just let it run, and we'll figure it out here at the end. As looks like the racers on track have remained the same. Mike Kepner still out front of Sven Bartkowik, running here with just 5 laps to go. Sven's coming around. Mike's coming around to get the start-finish line. But yeah, we have. Looks like we've had some technical difficulties with the monitor display, but shouldn't affect us too much. You can see the car kind of wiggle as it goes in and out of the same screen here. But we're gonna ignore that and just keep on going, as this one's almost over. 6.5 minutes left in this race. All right, so as we can see, we're running lap 47 now. It says we got 4 to go. And still running here at Bathurst. Not much has changed since we left about 10-15 minutes ago. Mike Kepner still up in the front, still running very good laps at 2:05.9 this last lap. Only 7/10 off his fastest lap of the race. So. And then Sven also running 2:08s, still running good laps. 2:08.2, just 2 seconds back from his fast lap. We'll go let the camera pick up what Sven's doing here as we finish up these last few laps. As he's coming up through that skyline section. And then dropping down into the dipper. Let's do a little in-car as we finish this up, so you can kind of see what some of this looks like as you drop into the dipper. You're good timing on that. Right down into the bottom. He's right against the wall. Accelerate, and then right back on the brakes again as you make this hard left-hander. And then out, and then you're out. Flat out down the hill. Through Forest Elbow. It's the only place you can get up to 6th gear on the track normally. It's got a different gear set than I was using, but I think our gears aren't quite in time on the screen as to what he's actually doing. Riding along here with Sven. Three to go now. 3 laps to go to finish this one up. Over to Mike's in car, see how he's doing. He's going up through Quarry Corner and heading up to Skyline. Now down into, oh no, 12 car, sorry about that. He's nowhere near that. He just finished coming out of the dipper. Now he's going down Forest Elbow into the chase. And I'm not live with their timing, so let's jump up to that. As he crosses the line now. And we're back to live. Sorry about that. Not sure how we got behind a little bit, but we did. 2 to go here. Whoa! So Mike's trying to get everything he can out of this at the end here. Running pretty hard through Skyline here. A little loose coming up the hill through Quarry Corner. Maybe he's trying to get that fastest lap of the race away from Simone here. If there's any time to be gained, it's up there at the top of the hill. That is one ferocious part of the track. With my overlays, typically when it says 2 to go, it'll actually error out. So we'll see how it works on this one. It's an issue I have with sim racing apps. Tells me there's 2 to go and then there's not. So we'll see. Coming in through the chase here. 2 more times here through here. Coming up to the white flag now. Only 1 minute to go on a 2-minute lap. This is going to be the final lap. Crosses the line, gets the white flag, 1 to go. There it is. Mike's taking the final lap here around. Back to our regular cameras. Watch him go up through Griffin's Bend. He's up through the technical section here with the cutting in the Quarry Corner. On its way up to Skyline. For the final time. Past Skyline down into the Dipper for the last time. Sven's going around again, coming up the hill for his final lap. Through the chase for the very last time. Nice race, Mike. Good win. Way to hang on to the end. Yeah, it looks like everybody dropped out. Do you and Sven race together? Looks like they've dropped out of the server. And we're finishing up here, is waiting for Sven to get around. We'll go ahead and watch his car as we finish this up, going through the chase for the final time. Good run, Sven. Nice job. Thanks for racing today, guys. The battle of attrition for sure. Have a good one. Thanks for racing. Thanks, everybody. We are finished up here at Bathurst. We'll go ahead and close this off and say good night or good afternoon wherever you're at. Thanks for watching our stream, and we'll catch you on the next.